I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee in Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Yes, ma'am. This time, any members of the public would like to speak, you will have 5 minutes to address the board. Anyone? These be passed out to each.
Yes. My 5 minutes were prepared by me personally in the capacity of a taxpayer, and the opinions expressed are my own and do not reflect the views of my employer, the Freestone County Auditor's Office. The Central Appraisal District has informed the county that property valuations are down 14% from the previous year. The impact to the county's budget will be significant. Revenues from property tax collections will be reduced by hundreds of thousands of dollars. Response, the county will need to 1, cut services, 2, reduce expenses, or 3, raise taxes. In the area of reducing expenses, I would like to see the Commissioners Court review the travel allowances allotted to 12 positions in the county for a potential savings of over $100,000 annually. First, the definition of a travel allowance. It is a reimbursement by an employer to an employee for their use of their personal vehicle for conducting business-related activities. It does not include travel between home and office. Attorney General Opinion H992 states the Commissioners Court may establish a fixed amount as a travel allowance, but the allowance must be reasonably related to expenses actually incurred. It is this last part that is troubling. It is my opinion that the travel allowances for 12 positions in the county are excessive and extravagant. How do I know it's not reasonable? Last year, all positions receiving travel allowances were asked to voluntarily record their mileage. Only 3 complied. Of those 3, all calculated to less than 50% of the travel allowance actually earned. Based upon this, Judge Grant voluntarily reduced her travel allowance by more than 50%. This was reasonable. Justice of the peace, there are 3 with offices in close proximity to the courthouse square. I measured a round trip from the annex down the street to the courthouse and the bank. The other Fairfield JP is across the street. The distance to both the square and the bank don't even register. I calculated what the reimbursement would be if each JP from the annex were to travel to the square and the bank every day. Then I calculated an average for inquest performance by JP annually. I took a random and generous mileage figure of 60 miles round trip for each inquest. I calculated how much would be earned by these JPs annually if they came to the square and the bank daily, separate trips, and performed the average number of inquests. The annual total was $1,303. Yet they received $8,100 in travel allowance. Constables, the only duties a constable is required to perform is serve papers and bail at the court once a month. I pulled the revenue figures for all constables for the first 8 months of the year. For all constables combined, the total revenue was $6,840. That's an average per constable, about 2 to 3 papers served per month. And the amount earned to bail at the court once a month is under $1 for the 3 offices here locally. Yet they receive $16,200 annually. The commissioners, it's difficult to reasonably quantify the travel of the commissioners because it depends on what condition the roads are in. We do have 2 precinct barns in close proximity to the square, so mileage earns for trips to the courthouse would be minimal. However, if you break down the $16,200 travel allowance, a commissioner would need to travel 121 miles per day, 5 days a week to earn it. That's the equivalent of sitting 2 solid hours a day in a vehicle in county travel business, averaging 60 unreasonable travel allowances drain in excess of $100,000 annually from the Freestone County budget. This is not a one-time amount, it is every year. I've been here 5 years. During that time, I believe over $500,000 was paid out to 12 positions for travel that did not occur. The best solution is to use mileage logs and reimburse based on the actual miles driven. I've heard individuals say they are not going to keep a log. We have a video of me going through the process of recording mileage and using a stopwatch and found it takes 45 seconds to write down all the information needed and to grab your paper and your pen from your glove box. Second best is mileage logs done for a period of time in support of a fixed travel allowance. That is reasonable. I've heard individuals say the travel allowance is part of their salary. No, it is not. We have the salary amount in the budget. I gave the court a salary survey of counties comparable to Freestone County in 3 areas: population, square miles, and budget. Freestone County officials are well above the average for comparable counties. If you add more to it, they will become highly compensated. In my opinion, the Freestone County travel allowances are hidden salary bonuses for a select group of individuals, as the travel allowance is discriminatory. Only precinct officers are rewarded with an allowance. County officials are required to do mileage logs. I leave you with integrity and character of what you are doing when nobody's looking. Nobody is looking. I welcome any official with a travel allowance to show proof of miles driven that shows my position is wrong. As a taxpayer, I take exception to my taxes being raised when the court has engineered into the budget a payout to a few individuals that affects the budget in an amount that I believe is conservative in excess of $100,000.
Anyone else would like to address the court?
For the last few days, ever since I saw the agenda, I've gone back and forth. Should I say something? And I couldn't make up my mind. I came, even walking on the sidewalk going, keep your mouth shut, Pat. But I want to echo what Ms. Williams has said, because that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to almost have a dialogue, because once my 5 minutes is over, I've got to be quiet. And I look at the agenda item that says 2 of our commissioners want new trucks. And I go, are those new trucks for them to drive around in the county? Or is it for some other employee to drive around in the county? If it's for them, then I don't want to give them $16,000 to drive around the county in a company-owned truck that I help buy. I don't know if that's what they're asking for, but it's real easy for me to assume that based on the agenda item. Anyway, last year I was very disappointed in the conversations that I heard in this courtroom by some of the people who are not willing to give up their additional salary because that's what, it's income to them. And I've worked a responsible job myself before I retired. I made more in 1998 than y'all make now, so I had a good job. But I had to log every mile that I drove on my company's business. I had to know the IRS rules and I had to abide by them. I think asking y'all to do that as elected officials is not asking too much. Taxpayer.
Like I say something. I once got a bid for a new truck and it don't have to be a new one. I've never bought one in there 14 years. And it's not for me to drive. I don't drive any of our county equipment. I've got my own truck or old car that I drive in county business. I don't drive a county truck unless I'm hauling rock for somebody or put fuel in something. But I don't use a county vehicle for anything. I don't even want it parked around my place.
Good response to real quick. The reason I have vehicles on there is that when I took office, all of the equipment that I have over there is towed. We have 2 trucks, both of them towed. Now, we don't have vehicles, so the employees can go and do their job at all. We got a Dodge at the Ford plant, at the Dodge dealership that they can't fix. We got another Dodge that we drive. It's something to go out any moment because green is expanding. And so we keep putting money in there into the vehicles. All of these were problems when I got here. So we need more than one vehicle, we need 3 vehicles.
May I say something? Last year, when I would be driving, I would see my county commissioner on the county road that I live on. The truck he was driving didn't look like it was torn up.
We come
Now, it
in-
might have been torn up inside, but on the outside, it looked nice.
When you get a chance, go out to the Dodge dealership and talk to them about that Dodge they have had out there for the last 3 months and what's going on with it. And they will tell you, then when you get a chance, go down to the motor sales and talk to them about the other deal.
I can only assess the outside of the vehicle.
Is there any other comment from anyone? If not, you can address that more when we get down to that agenda item. That's good. Okay. If not, then we will go to item number 1, which is to approve the minutes of the June 21st regular meeting. Any discussion on the minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion second, all in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2, budget transfers and amendments.
The report has been provided a listing of all the budget transfers for this meeting. There is one contingency at the bottom of page 1. Also, there is one transfer on here that relates to one of the other agenda items, which is number 8, consider request for Sheriff's Department for additional funds for fuel. Under the Department of Sheriff, I calculated that they had excess in their medical and basic life of at least $15,000. So it would cover the transfer to fuel without a need to go to contingency.
also tells the plans for July. Any other reports? Not, do we have a motion to accept the reports?
I make a motion that we accept the reports.
All in favor, aye. Any of these reports are available with the county clerk's office if you'd like to review any of those. Item number 5 is the Freestone County Extension Service Summary of Education Programming. Mr. Donald Point.
How are you, Judge, Commissioners? I appreciate the opportunity to be here today for my annual visit to provide, gives me the opportunity to brag on Erin and what she's done, and looking at it, and you see a lot of progress in not only adult programming, but the youth program as well. In the past, bring the newsletter on the front. I highlight something that's going on in all 21 counties in District 8, which Freestone County is one of those 21. And on the back, I'll talk about some specific programming efforts that Erin has done this past year. On the front, Extension has come up with a new program, a new curriculum called Path to the Plate. There have been some agents across the state that have been identified as Path to the Plate champions, and they are getting trained, and then they will go back to their districts. We have 2 of them in District 8. They'll come back to the districts and train the other agents to take this curriculum, both adult and youth, to the counties. This is to address the misrepresentation and the bad press that agriculture is getting, and not only that, but just make sure people know how agriculture and health and wellness go together. And that's why it's called Path to the Plate. A recent, I don't know if you watched the news not too long ago, but one of my buddies at Farm Bureau, they did a big program, and you would still be amazed at the percentage of not only youth, but adults as well, that think their chocolate milk comes from brown cows. I mean, it's still that out there. Not only that, but also if you got the Dallas News, Channel 8 last week, they did one, channel has the verified, whatever that one reporters, and there was a mother that was concerned about the dairymen and all the hormones they put in the dairy cows going into the milk and causing something with her daughters on their maturation or maturing and so forth. Well, and it's been proven time and time again that those hormones that are used, which they don't, and they used them years and years ago, but as of now, they do not use it. And the milk production, the quality of milk is there that, it doesn't affect, the young ladies or young kids maturing. But that's what this Path to the Plate is, to make sure that adults as well as the youth have correct information and know the relationship that production agriculture has with the health and wellness, nutrition of everybody that takes part or eats. And you can see, I'm not going to read it to you, but there'll be programs that will be done. There will be educational modules that will be done. Example of GMOs and everybody, the bad publicity that it's gotten and thinks it's bad. Well, again, that's just misinformation everybody's going on. But you can read that, and that's just a program that's in its infancy and is starting to take ground now with the training of those selected agents, and then this fall we'll have agents that will come back to the districts and train. More importantly, on the back, if you will look at the back, get to brag on Erin and what she's done, what she's accomplished. The first part you can see on Ag and Natural Resources, her adult efforts, the program area committees that she works with, the Leadership Advisory Board, the Beef and Forage Committee, the Ag Increment Committee. Those are groups of individuals that help identify subject matter areas that are of interest to the clientele here in Freestone County, and Aaron works with specialists and so forth to implement programs to address that. Here's a listing of some of those programs: a private applicator training. That's a training for clientele or producers to get their private applicators license to buy restricted use pesticides. You can see the bee club and the beekeeping program that Aaron initiated, the result demonstrations on controlling ryegrass, greenbriers, and she's also working with our district entomologists on identifying or putting out some traps to determine the mosquitoes and Zika disease. So there, she's participating in that. And then you can see numerous beef cattle and forage production programs. The Managing the Beef Herd is a multi-county program that she's a part of. The Summer Beef Cattle Program, the Pasture and Ranch Management Seminar, the Hay Show between Limestone, Freestone, and Leon County. Cow Country Congress this year is going to be held in Crockett. And 2 years ago, it was held here in Freestone County. This coming year, or last year, it was held in Anderson County. But it's a big program that's been going on for many years that rotates around with the different counties that are involved in the group, and Freestone is part of that. And then you can see the program, the Farm and Ranch Seminar, that's done via technology in Freestone County. Aaron hosts one of the sites with 29 producers participating. That's just a variety of activities that on the adult side that Aaron's done. 4-H youth development, you can see, I can't say enough how proud I am of the job that Aaron has done. Years ago, there were a bunch of 4-Hers, and then it hit a lull, and she, in her 4.5, almost 5 years that she's been here, we're back up on a very big upswing at 151 members, which that is over 100% of enrollment that she had last year. And it's been a long time. I've been in this job 6 years, and it's been that many years or plus since we've been that 4-H enrollment has been up there. So that's a good thing. And then you can see the different activities. The Freestone County Fair just recently ended. 4-H was well represented in the number of champions and reserves in the different divisions at the county show. And again, I'm not going to read, but you can see even with being a one agent, Aaron had participation in a variety of project areas, whether it be food and nutrition, whether it be clothing and textiles, whether it be livestock and ag, shooting sports. She had participation in a lot of them. The other couple that I wanted to highlight, we just got through 2 weeks ago with our leadership lab, which is a premier. I've talked to you about it when it being the biggest leadership lab out of all 12 districts, and it's a premier leadership activity for senior age 4-H members, 13 and above. And we go out to Brownwood most years, we go to other places, but Freestone County had 9 4-Hers participate. I do not know, even when I was an agent attending, and this, I cannot remember the last time Freestone County had that many 4-Hers participate in that leadership lab. So that's a testament to the relationship and the job that Aaron is doing. The others, you can look at the major show participation: Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth. When you have 14, 16, 20 participants at each one of those shows, that's a big number for a small county like this is. And that's, again, as a testament to Aaron and the job she's doing with the numbers and participation going up. I will say, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for y'all's support. And you know, my visit here each year, it's just to tell you thank you for that support and how much, on behalf of AgriLife Extension, that we appreciate that support. And y'all know how much I supported. And also, on a selfish note, I appreciate the support, commissioners, that you give the Judging Commissioners Conference in Waco every year, my district conference. Again, hold the date, Wednesday, November the 1st, the first Wednesday in November. We'll have 6 hours of credit Lunch will be excellent, I can always guarantee that. I don't stick my neck out too often, but on that one I will. And again, 6 hours of credit. Again, thank y'all very much for your support, and I appreciate that wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks for coming. Nice picture here.
Good job.
Yeah. That program is very important to the county. We like anything that helps the youth, so it's very good. Thank you. Number 6, consider appointing Matt Corey, Deputy Constable for Precinct 1.
Matt, come to me, he,
A
right
little
there.
closer.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, I can hear better if you're closer to it. There you go.
Matt come to me here a while back, asked me if I would carry him, you know, as deputy constable. He's been in law enforcement. Sarah, I guess, some other agencies in the past, but, I guess he's the fire chief here with Fairfield, and, but I did have one position that I had never refilled or anything, just been floating along, and, I told him, well, I'd check into it, kind of see, I said I had got to present it to the commissioners, because they'll have to approve you on the thing, so.
You said you had one floating.
Well, I had one deputy, position that was filled, but since then, I've had one retire, and then another one, left, went to another agency. So I just, had never really gone back to fill them, other than that, just asked me to hear his permission.
So is Bill still deputy constable?
Yeah, well, the position I had, was one man retired, and then another one afterwards, like I said, went to another department. And I really hadn't tried to fill the thing, other than that, come and ask me about the material, and, kind of keep his commission and stuff going. And that's kind of where we're at on that.
How's it, in the full-time chief?
Well, I guess he's full-time chief with Fairfield Fire Department,
Yeah.
but as far as his law enforcement,
But how would that work if he's a full-time chief?
He's part-time,
my
part-time,
He part-time?
yes.
Okay.
my position is just a non-paid position.
Yeah.
And we pay all the expenses out of our pocket, which some Galveston County does.
I was just trying to figure out how it would work, if he's out with you and then he has a call. How does that?
Well, basically, I don't look for him to be out with us a whole lot, other than, you might be able to use that, through the fire department to help him on some incidents that might come up, that where they need a law enforcement. There's no other agencies around at the time.
Excuse me, Mike. We do pay training expenses for Bill Manning out of your,
Yeah, he has to be full-time. That don't
so
work.
there wouldn't be any
You
additional.
can't use them funds for, they have to be a full-time paid officer.
What's the county liability buck on Matt if he was out and something happened?
Well, it'd just be like any other officer in the county. It'd be like me or Bill or anybody with the sheriff's department or whatever. But, you know, technically, I'm not looking at him doing just a whole lot or getting out there and
He just wants you to carry the commission.
carry the commission, basically. But, you know,
So he's not going out patrolling or anything, or doing anything like that?
he's got, I think, a full-time job down at, Conroe or somewhere with the fire department down there, and he does this over here part-time. Or I guess he oversees this over here. But I guess he basically just, wants somebody to carry the law enforcement commission where he can keep it going. Do y'all know what the,
I think the state of Texas changed where you don't have to have anybody carry your license, you can keep it up yourself.
that's what I was just getting ready to ask you. Just so long as you keep your schools and your car
It's up to
training.
you, yeah.
So you don't have to carry him to. Can we table this to the next meeting?
Sure, if you want to get some more
Yeah,
information.
right, good. Yes, sir.
That'd be fine with me.
Okay, all right, we have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye? So, item number 7, approve equipment lease purchase agreement from Commissioner Precinct 4. I think everybody has reviewed this sufficiently, and
We have a
we have a 1295, and everything is, meets the requirements that we have, so.
I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None opposed.
Thank y'all that worked on that, I appreciate it. I know it took some time out, which y'all did, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Item number 8, thank you for that. Consider a request from the Sheriff's Department for additional funds to purchase fuel. That's number 8. Do we need to address anything else with that?
It's pretty simple, that's, I mean,
I
we're
think
running
we've
out of
already
fuel.
approved the budget amendment,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we're low on fuel. We already had a budget that was, lower than it was the year prior, and we ran out the year prior, so, you know, our guys, I'm pretty sure you guys seen our guys out in our different precincts, like the chief's been putting in, and we're just getting low on fuel.
I don't think there's anything else we need to address on number 8, so we'll go to number 9. Your request to sell or dispose of office furniture and electronic equipment. Do you have that list? Have you given that to Donna?
Did y'all want to get it?
Did you give it to Phil by chance?
No, Mary, yeah, I had Mary.
I was out Monday, so it's possible that it was in my inbox, I haven't read it yet.
Let's go to item number 10. We'll come back to item number 9 when we get our list. Okay. Discuss tax help and employee benefit renewal.
I got a new copy of it, I
Yes.
went through there and just highlighted some things for you.
I think the first thing, we had changed this last year to a private exchange where employees have options on their health insurance, and you could choose whichever one of those plans that you wanted to use. We set a designated amount that the county would pay, and if you spent more than that, then the employee would have to pay for that. Did you give everybody a packet of these?
No,
Okay.
really today, it's just whether or not we're gonna renew the TAC or not. And then y'all can, during budget time, decide what you're gonna do as far as how much.
Do we have to decide today also if we're going forward with the private exchange, or if we're going back to the regular?
We're not actually signing the renewal today, right?
So we don't have to decide about this today, is that right?
Correct. We had, in talking to them, it's just us and another county that participates in a private exchange, and they had said they were gonna try to, instead of offering 10 different plans, try to convince them to about 9, and I highlighted the ones that our employees choose out of those 10 options.
Our deadline to have everything finished and back to them is July 31st. So we have today and any other meetings between now and the 31st to make decisions.
Okay. All right, so we can be thinking about this, whether we're going to continue with the private exchange option for our employees, or whether we're going back to the previous way. And I guess the things we need to know right now are that the health plan is going to increase 6.25%. Dental plan is not going to increase. And then the life and accidental death, AD&D, and will not change.
We're not gonna open up dental enrollment this year, so that's one reason why it's not increasing.
Okay.
And that's 6 point.
And that's because normally they don't do it every year, they just do it every other year on that, you know.
That's 6.25, and that's about $38 a person.
What was gonna increase?
Our health insurance.
Yay.
It's gonna increase about how much?
Every year.
So our question today then is, are we gonna continue with Texas Association of Counties, Blue Cross Blue Shield, or do we want to make a change back? With insurance companies. In years past, we have gone out for quotes from other insurance companies, and 18 plus years I've been here, we changed one year and it was not a good thing. On that year, with that company, we went back to the Blue Cross Blue Shield we had. But, you know, that's an option that we surely have. Our insurance is high.
Also, Judge Grant, Renisha that comes with Blue Cross Blue Shield, or that, she said she would be glad to come to the next meeting and answer any questions for a minute or two. But she wanted me to let you know that they lost $11 million this last year versus what was paid in to them versus what was paid out. And in the pool, not just us, but in that pool. So that's one of the reasons for the increase. But then if you look back where she addresses in there about the rebate that we get, little. They're going to try to distribute that because the prior year they had a good year, and so they're going to try to reflect that gain from the prior year in that rebate that comes back to us.
So let's discuss if we're gonna stay with Blue Cross Blue Shield through the TAC tool.
Does anybody know anybody else we can get it cheaper from? Said somebody one time, you know anybody?
I just, the state has health select or whatever, that's I don't know if we can get that.
Judge Grant, here's one of the things they consider when they're looking at rates. And if we do go out for bids, they're gonna look at what's called our experience factor. And it's high, because we have had a lot of serious illness, serious claims that, I don't know that we could get anything any cheaper, because that's what we're gonna look at, is how much is being paid out.
Is it 2 years ago that we got bids? Was it maybe 3 years ago we got bids? Maybe 3?
They look at your experience factor, they look at the age of your employees, and then just some other things, demographics.
So I was looking around, yeah.
I'm no insurance expert, but just looking at the numbers, I don't know that we can do much
I
better.
think we're gonna play with tag, a lot of things, y'all,
Sounds good to me. You want to make that motion, I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, all in favor? I thought so. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. So be thinking about that exchange or go back to just one plan that fits all. We did have in the 5 that we highlighted, there were people that took those different plans,
We
so
do have participants in different
maybe we
plans.
can get back some feedback from some of those people, see if they,
I took it differently.
sir,
I took it differently.
were you glad you took it different?
Yes, my deductible's lower.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's the higher, I mean, I got a family of 5, and I'll never meet the $2,500 deductible if we stick with that. I mean, I'm not gonna pay cash. I mean, which is basically what I end up doing anyway.
Can I add one other thing to that, Judge, is that talking to Ramisha with tax, she said also we had to pay an additional fee to go to the exchange, but they're going away from this company that they're using that kind of is causing us some problems right now and getting our stuff up.
In the processing.
And they're gonna go away from that. They voted to go away from that this year, so that's not gonna be a big savings, but it is gonna be a savings.
Yes.
What it was, Jeannie and I both complained to them, the other county using the private exchanges complained to them about there were too many players in doing this insurance, because us, TAC, Blue Cross, and then they had this thing called Blue Direct that was a player in this, that we had to go through them to make changes to the policy and all. And they were charging TAC a small fee for doing that, so once she told us, we've heard you, and we understand y'all don't like that part of it, because it was just another person in the process of things that we couldn't get some things done.
Managed to get it.
Right, so they did do away with them. It's not affected the rate a lot, but it did go down a little bit.
All right, we'll go to item number 11, discuss the safety pool. Did we have something different that we wanted to put on here? Something additional?
No, not anything, additional than what I typed up. Does everybody have their stuff? I didn't make new copies, so everybody has their stuff from last time.
Well, let me ask first, have y'all reviewed it or ready to talk about it, or you want to pass it one time and think about it?
I looked at it, well, Jack's on the committee with King, he likes it.
I have no problem with it, I'm on the committee, so I think it's pretty good.
Can I say something? First off, I think the sick leave pool's fantastic. You know, when I was doing, when I was on patrol and I had all that sick time, I would love nothing more than to help somebody else give them my time that I earned. I do have one issue with it, and it's a personal deal, because you never know what's gonna happen. But if y'all remember, when my sons, I'll get emotional, because, anyway, my sons, ended up at Dallas Children's for heart surgery. We didn't know if he was gonna make it. I was there almost 3 months. And I noticed in here that I needed to be there. But according to that, I would not be allowed to be there, because that's only for you personally. And I think that could hurt somebody.
I mean, the change is only.
Right, am I right, Jeannie? It's only for the actual
Okay,
employee.
understand that the sick pool leave is different from sick leave. So under the county's policy, sick leave, yes, you would be able to be there for your child because it's immediate family. On sick leave, sick pool, what we're wanting to change it to is only for the immediate employee. So that is two different
But I
things. So
had-
you had built up time.
I did, but I ended up getting full-time because he was still there. And I just think when you got a kid or you got a family member that you're taking care of, I wouldn't have got a paycheck. I wouldn't have been able to make it if it wasn't for being able to get that sick leave for my child. So just something that I noticed in there that I thought, man, and I know that's a gray area, I mean, a real fine line of who takes care of who, but I really think it ought to be considered, that would have hurt us.
I did kind of, after the last time I'd had some feedback on, wanting to put in the, where you had to have at least 40 hours to participate in to give to the pool, and you have to be a participant in the pool to actually go to the pool. That's some of our recommendations. And so I kind of did a little, because I've heard some back and forth on, this and that on that. And so I kind of did run a thing, and we have 74 employees accruing time currently. And out of those 74, 50 of those 74 employees have been here longer, 12 months. And you can't even use the pool if you haven't been here 12 months. That's one of the, that's not a change. That's one of the prior parts of being able to use the pool. So 50% or 50 of the 74, so that's over 50% of it, would be members that were able to use the pool. 41 of those 50 had over 40 hours, which is one of the recommendations that the pool is brought before the court to ask that y'all, that you have to be a member, you have to contribute to be able to go to the pool. And you have to have at least 40 hours on the books to be able to contribute. So that way somebody doesn't have 8 hours, they give that 8 hours and they go to the pool. So you had to have a minimum of 40 on the books. And of that 41, because I heard a lot of people, or I heard somebody say, well, nobody has 40 hours. We have numerous employees that are maxed out with 240 hours that you can carry on the books. And so out of 50 employees, 41, so that's around the 90% range, have over 40 hours. And there's one employee that has not been here 12 months that had over the 40 hours, only one, but there was one employee that had not even been here 12 months that had over the 40 hours. So out of the contributing ones that could contribute, over 90% would be able to contribute, so if they so chose to. We can go over it one by one if y'all want to on the recommendations, or, I mean, however y'all want to do it.
Are you ready to address it? Are we going to go over them one by one, or do you want to think about it?
I've already been over it.
Okay.
What do y'all think about changing it to where it would fit the spouse or siblings? Y'all, anybody interested in doing something like that, like Jeremy's talking about, where if you had a child or a spouse? It's only an idea.
And like I said, just do remember that the county's sick leave is already able to do that. So if you already have 240 hours of sick leave on the county, you're already able to do that. The pool would be the only thing that we recommend. It's
But
just
you can't get sick leave pool after you use your 240. Right. You can't get sick leave pool time.
I didn't understand the question.
Can you get sick leave pool time for spouse or child?
Right now you can. If we go with recommendations, then it would be no for your sick child or spouse.
Now we can currently by the
Right, the
policy we
current
have
policy
now.
that we have now does allow for that. Immediate family member. But not just child or spouse, it's immediate family member, which covers multiple ones. So if you leave it at what it is, it's not just spouse or child. It covers multiple.
I think one of the reasons that we did that is that when you look at that, from what I gather, in time past, we had people who abused that. And that's what the problem was. People abused it. And that's what we were trying to, in trying to do the right thing, you hurt some, but then you help others because you cut out people who abuse it. That's what the problem was, is that someone was claiming mama was sick, mama was in Hawaii, and sick all the time. And so we're just trying to figure out how can we make this work.
Another thing is, you're sick, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, and one of the things that was talked about in the meeting with the committee was that, sick leave that you've earned that, so it's yours, and so I can kind of see where that would go for immediate family member. Pool leave is something that members have given to the pool. And so that's time that I have generously donated, or anyone else that has the hours have generously donated. And so we don't get to say who gets to use that. So therefore, my personal in it was that, you know, I want to help any employee that works for the county that are qualified for this, but I can't specifically say that I'm wanting to help with mom, aunt, uncle, you know, somebody else. So they probably have a job and have just something to support them doing it. Recommended, a list of recommended
Recommendations from our committee. To make them work out what the committee recommends.
Yeah, but we're saying we know that. Yeah, but if you're not, if your brother is missing,
Item number 12, discuss the Northern Communication contract with the project. Do we have our 12?
Everybody has to do their own.
We do, okay.
Let me, I'm gonna make this short and sweet, because I thought about it after it came up a little more. I'm a taxpayer, and I don't want my money going towards paying cable for inmates. Therefore, we have another option that we can use. They have to buy commissary funds. Their family or friends, whoever it is, puts money on the commissary. From those commissary funds, we build up an account to where we assist in taking care of them in the jail. We have the money and the means to pay that bill out of that money that they're paying for the food. So I believe we should just pay for it out of the commissary fund, which is coming straight from the inmates and their family and friends, and not any other taxpayers
Not taxpayer
are
money.
having to use that money.
Do we need to vote on that then? Well, I believe we would have to vote to approve the contract, and for that contract to be paid out of commissary funds.
Paid out of the commissary fund, what I believe we ought to do.
I appreciate that because there are people who have voiced their opinion about that. They're concerned about their tax dollars going to pay for their appreciation.
Was that a motion?
I make a motion.
How do you, I mean, they go to eat, watch TV and eat? I mean, what's the difference?
Well,
We don't make a commission off of that, don't we?
we make a commission off of the sales that the purchases they make down there. So we can use their own money
That
to
commission.
furnish their own TV. It doesn't hurt anybody else. It's coming out of their pocket themselves. When they purchase soups, candies, chips, different stuff like that, we make enough to pay the vendor, and we make enough to build up our own stuff to take care of them. So therefore, the money that they're spending, they can also purchase their own cable.
So they're basically paying for it
They're
themselves.
basically paying for it themselves.
There's no taxpayer dollar involved in the bill.
Nope, not with commissary, not at all.
I mean,
I second this motion.
How you know you don't take that much money and pay for the cable?
Well, because we bring in a regular average amount on a regular basis. So we know how much we got coming in normally. And at the point that it doesn't pay for it anymore, guess what they won't have? They won't have cable.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go to item number 13, the Nelson propane gas. We have the 1295.
Yes, we do.
Contract is good with everybody, all right, we have a motion. And this is on a tower, is that right?
Which is
The Nelson propane, the equipment, that propane tank, is,
Oh, the generator, yes.
yeah, to run the generator.
Yes.
Tower.
On the tower.
All right, do we have a motion?
Yes.
Second.
I second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 14, discuss the request for the state to lower the speed limit on FM 2570. The other roads in that area, I think, are 65 max, but that is 75, and that is in your precinct. If you've looked at that, we have had citizens come in and ask that that be lowered to 65.
We have officers that don't like it either. That's a very high speed for that road. I couldn't believe they made it that speed.
I know.
You got people that, there's no
I drove down there
shoulder.
just to look, because I couldn't believe
Yes.
they made it that
You,
speed.
you have
It
no
really
shoulder,
was.
and you have people, houses right there that trying to turn in, and that's 75 through there is.
The process is that when this is approved, I'm assuming it'll be approved, that we send a letter to the state, and they do a study and tell us what they will reduce it to. But we will request that it be lowered to 65, if that's the motion.
I'll make a motion that we request the state to lower the speed limit on FM 2570, that should be down to 65 or 60.
65 or less. How about that?
65 or less.
I second.
Okay. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried.
I have number 9, just to let you know, I have number 9
Just wait
paperwork.
till she gets back. Okay. Consider going out for bids for the purpose of the new pickup truck precinct 2. You have anything else you'd like to say about that? Before we say it?
Go out to bid. What we did.
Okay.
I make a motion that we go out to bid.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 16 is a new pickup for precinct 3. Would you like to say something else about that, Mike?
All I'm gonna say about that, one of the things I want to say is that our office is open and anyone can come to us with anything. We have no problem with anything. We keep records on everything. And, 2 of our vehicles are down. 1 of our trucks have been out at the, dealership, the Dodge dealership for about 2 months now. I think the brain have went out in it, and they put another brain in it, and it shorted out that brain, and they're trying to figure out where the problem is with that. We just had another Dodge vehicle, and I think all of those Dodges, I'm not exactly sure what model it is, I'm thinking they got to be 2,000, a little less. All of those vehicles have high mileage. Other Dodge vehicles, we just got it back from Motor Sales where the Rivian, Universal joints and stuff have went out in it. So the only thing that we have is the white truck that we have to use. We just got the gray one back online. We don't have the other one back online, so it made it very hard for us to get around. We had to use the 18-wheeler to get around, to move around to do the job. So that's the reason why we're asking to purchase. Those vehicles are outdated. And if you look at it, you'll see how many times they've been in the shop since I've been here. They're constantly in the shop, probably just outdated.
Is that a motion?
That's the motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Ferdinand? Any discussion on Ferdinand?
We got 9, 10 shooting.
No action? I'd like to go back up to number 4, reports. I do have an annual road report from Precinct 2 Commissioner, and these annual road reports are due this month. Do we have a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion.
Oh, is this one also?
Yes, sir.
We'll change that motion for precinct 1 and precinct 2 road reports. We have a motion, is that your motion?
Yes, ma'am.
You second?
Yes, ma'am.
Precinct 1 second. All in favor, aye. office furniture and electronic equipment. Is this everything that's down at the stores?
Oh, no, it's not everything. It's what we've got to so far, to try to clear it out. And we mentioned it to the auditor, as far as selling or destroying, it really doesn't matter to us. It's not any good. There's monitors, towers, there's all kinds of just different old equipment, I guess.
People just put it down there.
I don't know where it came from. The first time I walked in that building was when I took over in January. That's the first time I walked in, and when I did, it was stuff everywhere. So, it's just a inventory list of stuff that we would like to sell or destroy. Most of it is electronics.
I've got some I'd like to add to that. There are computers that can't, they're over in the overseas container. I'm told to take the hard drive out.
Yes.
And destroy that. And I have no idea where it came from.
How are you going to proceed with doing this? I mean, are you going to put it out for bids, open bids, or?
I will send Phil down with someone from the sheriff's office and get his opinion. If there's something that's obviously just an absolute piece of trash, then we need to notate that because there's no point in trying to even get bids on it. These towers, we need the hard drives removed, we need destruction certificates done on the hard drives. The best way to do that, was Montgomery County recommended it, is we go to a precinct barn and get a heavy yellow thing to run over the hard drives and smash them, and we say that we destroy them. Then whatever is possibly of some value, we can put on drug deals, see if we can get it.
Now, as far as, we have this list, and if we have a motion to sell or dispose of the office furniture and electronic equipment as decided by our auditor, for which method would that be sufficient? And then if anybody has anything else, if you'll bring a list, we'll put it on the next one. Are we going to do a special meeting to add to that?
I'm going to ask them to space these out because Bill handles this type of activities, and if we overwhelm him, then the whole process is going to break down.
Well, but if he just has a few things in it,
Okay.
and we bring it down there, and then we'll get a new list and put it on the next agenda, is what I'm saying. So we'll, and then whenever you get around to getting that done, it's sufficient, we'll just already approve that.
Okay.
Approve, so if y'all will make your list, and take it there and give the list to Donna, then we will approve those additionally.
I just noticed that, Mary did not add the 3 wooden desks that are in there that are all broke down, the drawers don't work. They're old model desks.
All right.
Well, not the office furniture any good?
Not those 3 desks that I'm talking about.
Anybody else, somebody else in the county might use?
It's literally tore up, broke. I mean, I would have never moved it down there. I don't know why it's down there.
Well, a lot of people from the county have put stuff down there when they are discarding it.
I mean, it's.
And I guess anybody in the
uh,
county, if you need something, put it there, look, you can find something, pick it out, then,
Fix it.
or just.
Commissioner Daniels has been down there, it's packed full of stuff.
Yes, and I don't think, we got one thing from a desk down there from stuff that y'all had got.
Right.
Put in our office.
Yeah, just about anything that's good has been.
Yes, all right, so do we have a motion to sell or dispose of the office furniture and electronic equipment at the records building, at the records building, sell or dispose of them on the inside which?
I'll make that motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor, aye. Motion carried. All right, do we have any resolution agreements? None. Do we have any bonds or education certificates? We have a budget workshop on here. I don't know that, I guess the main thing I wanted to talk about is, if you don't have your budget turned in, I need it.
Judge Grant, before you get into the budget workshop, when we go back up to the budget transfers, please, when Karen was entering the bills.
Item number 2.
Yes. She discovered that the request for money into the courthouse parts and repairs was not enough to pay Fairfield Air. That particular budget transfer needs to be increased by $2,362.88. And it is coming from the same department, courthouse 360. It's coming from building maintenance for the courthouse into the courthouse parts and repairs.
No motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
When did they turn that building?
Approve the amendment.
Excuse me?
When did they turn that building? We just not getting it or?
No, we had it. When she calculated what the budget transfer should be, it was incorrect. It wasn't enough money.
We have a motion from 3, precinct 3. And it's amending the budget transfer we already had.
Yes.
Which one was it? Which budget amendment was it?
Second page, third one down, courthouse,
Second.
third one down.
Is it 15, 21?
We're going to increase, yes, it's going to increase by $2,362.88. That's the amount of the Fairfield Air invoice. And we're short that much.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Opposed? None, motion carried. Now, budget workshop, again, if you have, if you not turn your budget in, please kind of get it. We're working on those. We are going to, the estimated value that we got from the appraisal district does show that we're going to be down about 14%.
Does that mean when you got a budget of about 14%?
On ad valorem taxes. Well, right now, we're just getting our expenses in, we're gonna have to cut some, so we'll be looking at that. Anybody else have anything they want to discuss about budget today?
He's got to come out of service.
This will be the easy meeting, from now on, it's gonna be the easy. Okay. We still do have several that we have not. All right, nothing, sir?
Comment?
Comments, yes, sorry.
I want to make a couple of comments. What I'd like for the commissioners to think about when we come around to budget time is that I talked to the auditor, and the auditor was talking about when we were doing the reimbursement to the sheriff, when the sheriff Ford had spent all the money and different ones on reimbursing money. So I talked to the auditor, and the auditor said that we could not reimburse the money that was spent out of my budget. It would have to come down in budget time, and at that time, you could take it out of contingency and place into my budget. I wanted to just share with you, our precinct yard is in a very, very difficult position. And you look at the finances that we have, you look at what we've been doing, you can tell that we have not been wasting any money, because we don't have any money to waste. We pulled the record when we were talking about going out to bids for White Rock. And we noticed that last year, just our precinct alone spent $117,000 on White Rock. The other precincts spent almost $2,000 to $5,000 on White Rock. We still haven't found that $117,000 worth of White Rock yet. But then also, this oil company gave us $60,000 to repair several roads, and those roads are in disarray. I mean, they are in horrible shape. And what I'm asking commissioners to do is the same way that I say to the sheriff department and everyone, that I want to make sure that you have the tools that are needed to be successful for your precinct. all of our equipment was down. One item I can't mention yet, that we don't know where we're at on it yet. I talked to the judge and different ones about that. But our precinct is in a very tight position, and I would hate to know that any commissioner would come into office, any of you guys would come into office to where I'm at, have absolutely zero funds to really kind of do the job that needs to be done. And so we're going to be asking you at that budget time if you would go into the emergency fund and give us back some of that money so that we can do some of the work. The second thing I wanted to talk about is we sold the shredder, and we only had $1,750. It was told to us that we could not use it. I'm trying to figure out why is it that we cannot use that money. If you can explain it to me, why we can't use that money. Because if we cannot use that money, then I need to pull that tractor off, because I wouldn't want to get $30,000 or $40,000 and be told we could not use $30,000 or $40,000. So I want to know how or what we're going to do with the money that was sold. That money came out of precinct 3. What we're going to do with that?
How much was it?
$1,700 and some dollars.
That money, you're planning on having money in carryover next year?
Oh.
Going down to zero, are you?
So you're talking about I can carry it over, what you're saying? I just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It will be in your fund. If you don't spend it all this year, well, then it will be.
Okay.
It's a big pain to do a Fund 86.
For just that amount.
For that amount of money. If we were talking $50,000, absolutely.
Okay,
Go ahead and do that.
I can handle that. And I want to give the commissioner some food for thought too. You know, all of the different departments, the sheriff department, everybody, they receive their money when the budget is over. Only people that don't receive their money is the commissioners. We have to wait till the taxpayers pay their money before the commissioners receive their money. And I want y'all to think about this. Then when we do receive our money, we normally a little bit short. They're never short, but we normally a little bit short at the end of the year because all the people don't pay their taxes, including me sometimes. And I can understand that. But I'm wondering, and just food for thought, if we could take our money out of contingency, out of emergency fund, put our money in just like we put their money in, put out whatever our money is, take it out of there, and then let the savings wait on the taxpayers to pay their money. And then we'll have our money just like everybody else have their money at the same time, and we don't have to wait until January, February, March, and then on down through the year for people to pay their money. Put our money in, get your money back when the taxpayers pay their money. Just food for thought.
When you bring your budget in, maybe we'll talk about that as we go about how some of that works. If that's good. And
That's
then,
fine.
And maybe we could look back from maybe last year, this past year, and the year before to see how much money did not come in. I mean, were we short? Did we miss the target 100,000, 50,000, or 25? Because we never know that. I mean, that's just for our.
You can get a printout and see, well, when you got your budget, your sheet for your budget, it shows last year how much was budgeted, how much actually came in. One thing, let me just say this, and think about this, and then we're talking about it some more. In years past, you would have an amount in your fund balance. And so when you started the year, you had cash money already in there, even though no taxes had come in, no revenues had come in. But if you had spent all of that the year before, you didn't have that fund balance to start off with. So that's why it kind of puts you in a crunch. If you spend everything in one year and don't have that carry on to the next year. But anyway, we can look at that a little more.
Okay, and I understand that. I was just thinking from, can you imagine if the sheriff department, or even if your office if your office was ran like our office are ran, that you had to wait until February to get some of your money, majority of February, March, you were going, you couldn't survive. And I understand what you're saying about the fund balance and stuff. And I'm just saying, you know, and then at the end of it, can you imagine? You get all of your money, all of y'all get your money, and then say at the end of the year, if we $10,000 short, we $10,000 short. And then I noticed last year that y'all gave up some of your money to try to help balance the thing. Then you come up short anyway, another $10,000 on top of what you already have given up. And so then, if the taxpayers pay that money, where do we come back into our budget? I don't even know. I mean, I'm just new. I don't even know if it come back into the budget, or do it go into next year budget and you never really recoup the money that the people paid? Just we can talk about it.
It does go into your fund, into your cash.
Into the
Yes, even if it's 2 or 3 years before they pay. Sometimes, you know, we've had that happen with like Luminant, where they just struggle, and even though it wasn't budgeted, when that money comes in, the part that goes to each commissioner does go